Good morning. Thank you very much. It's so great to see such a very strong turnout here for the Mayor's Breakfast. Once again, my name is Bob Upton. I am the Executive Director of the Revere Chamber of Commerce. We have the President of the Chamber of Commerce with us, Mr. Michael Nicastro here. We have our Executive Board and the Board of Directors for the Revere Chamber of Commerce. They'd like to welcome you here today as well. We appreciate the support for the Chamber of Commerce and certainly for the Mayor and his Mayor's Breakfast today. Thank you so much. If I could please ask you to stand for 1 minute. I know that you're eating breakfast. I'd like to lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. Right here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You all did such a great job, as usual. This morning we have members of our Massachusetts state delegation are here with us today. We have State Representative Rosalie Vincent. We have State Senator Joseph Boncore. And we have Speaker of the House Robert A. DeLeo. Speaker DeLeo, you probably didn't realize I was going to give you an opportunity to say a few words now. I know that the legislature is in session today, and you may not be able to be here for quite a long time this morning, but I certainly wanted to offer you the opportunity to say a few words if you wouldn't mind.
Thank you so much, and it's great to be here, and I too am looking forward to the remarks by the Mayor this morning. You know, it's interesting about, I don't know, a couple of weeks or so ago, myself, Rosalie Vincent, and Senator Boncore as well had all the elected officials from the city up at the State House to talk about current events and economic development and the like. And I have to tell you, one of the major items which I got out of that discussion was the fact that this city, the city of Revere, I think is well positioned for the next step in terms of economic development. And as that old saying goes, the best is yet to come. Because that's what I truly, truly believe. So thank you so much for your invitation to join you here today. Oh, by the way, Boncore and Vincent did nothing about paying for the lunch. I want to make that very, very clear. All right? Thank you for your interest here today. I not only know that you're here to hear the Mayor, but I know that a lot of you are actually play a very, very integral part of the economy here in the city. So I can tell you that we here as a state delegation are really looking forward to the year ahead. We're looking forward to working with the leadership of our Mayor, the City Council and School Committee and the like. And again, I think great things are ahead for this great city of Revere. Thank you and God bless.
Just one moment, Mr. Speaker. You know, there's no greater supporter of the Revere Chamber of Commerce and the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce than Speaker DeLeo. You know, in the past few years, we've had economic development grants. We've had Mass Office of Travel and Tourism grants. Speaker DeLeo is out there and he's out front supporting us, and we do appreciate that very, very much.
Thank you.
You know, just the other day, last week, I was up at the State House. Speaker DeLeo invited the Massachusetts Veteran Service Officers to the 27th Speaker's Annual Luncheon. 27 years you've been supporting veterans and their families across this country and this state. I know personally that Speaker DeLeo takes this matter personally. He supports our veterans, and particularly those veteran service officers that are the front line for supporting veterans and their families. And just last Wednesday, Speaker DeLeo was referred to as General DeLeo. And Ira Novoselsky and Mark Silvestri, they were there, myself and all. And, you know, the Adjutant General referred to him as General DeLeo. And I just had something I just wanted to give the Speaker, just in some memory and recollection of that moment. No disrespect for the rank of General. We know how important that is. But when they referred to Speaker DeLeo as the General, I couldn't help but make sure that we got him some type of recognition for that. Just one moment, please. We got him his own stars.
Oh, wow. Just don't tell the Boston newspapers. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Whatever happens in Revere stays in Revere. Right, Revere TV? You know, the city of Revere right now is experiencing some spectacular growth and development. We're all very proud and we're all very pleased to see this happening. You know, we see the attendance in the room today. It's evidence that there's a lot of interest in what's going on here. We're really looking forward to hearing more about specifically what's going on, or in general terms, if Mayor Arrigo wants to present it in that way. But, you know, we're dying to hear about the things that are going on. Many of you may not be so aware of. But, you know, Mayor Arrigo is a strong supporter of the Revere business community and the Revere Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate your engagement with us at the Chamber of Commerce and having us have that opportunity to work with the mayor's office in our pursuit of helping our local and small businesses. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Brian Arrigo, Mayor Brian Arrigo, up to speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you all for coming this morning. This is a great crowd. I want to also thank the elected officials who took the time out, our state delegation especially, and all the city councilors who are here with us this morning. Speaker DeLeo, I know how valuable your time is, and the fact that you would take the time out to be here this morning is greatly appreciated, so thank you. A couple of other people that I want to thank very quickly. The folks from the marina for the wonderful spread and the great food. Thank you for your hospitality. And there are two individuals that I want to just give a quick shout out to. We have, you know, oftentimes I am the youngest person either at the table or in the room. And that is not the case this morning. I have two interns from my office who are high school seniors, James O'Donnell and Dominique Peralta, who are here with us this morning. Good morning. You are the leaders of a community in historic transformation. From the reality of full-service hotels facing Revere Beach, to the imminent development of Suffolk Downs, to the surreal prospect that a parcel of land in our city is one of 20 in all of North America that may eventually be the house and the home of Amazon's second world headquarters. Revere is becoming the city that, until now, we could only imagine. When we look beyond our city's borders, we see a metropolitan area that is in the midst of an economic explosion. The industries that power Boston's rise trigger capital investment throughout the metropolitan area. That triggers an influx of travelers and human capital, people, and that attracts ever more investment and development in our region. The metropolitan Boston region has added over 350,000 jobs in just the last 8 years. Hundreds of thousands of skilled individuals have flocked to the area in this time, many of them seeking homes conveniently accessible by public transportation to the city of Boston. At a time when there are more jobs available than people to fill them, it's easy to see why the city of Revere has become an enticing destination for new, vibrant faces of our region. Our city is perfectly situated, as the speaker mentioned earlier this morning, to reap the rewards of our region's explosion. And you all stand to reap the rewards of the city's transformation. Because as business leaders in our city, you can provide the goods and services and amenities that help the city of Revere flourish. So what exactly is happening in Revere? Talked about Suffolk Downs a little bit, and everyone knows the headlines, but there are a lot of other great things that are happening. Site work has started for the full-service hotel that will be at Wonderland Station. A second hotel on Revere Beach Boulevard is set to break ground later this year. Waterfront Square, which includes Ocean 650 and the Vanguard, are nearly full in capacity. The beach house on Revere Beach Boulevard is nearing completion and will begin occupancy in the next couple of weeks. And of course, the last time I was here, we talked about the Shaw site, and that is ongoing. That building is ongoing, and the much-needed water infrastructure improvements are happening. But I'm here before you this morning to say that it's not only these large-scale, highly visible projects that reflect the confidence in our city. Those of you in this room who are involved in the real estate business can readily testify to how property values have skyrocketed and how the rental market has continued to climb. Meanwhile, people who already live here are expanding and updating their homes. Revere is a place where people want to live and where people want to raise their family. More and more, we see confident people opening up small businesses in our city, adding a texture to our city that has become stagnant over the last couple of years. Small businesses, the type that many of you own and manage in this room, infuse a city with energy, opportunity, and comforts. You provide the local places to dine, to exercise, to shop, and to obtain professional services. The places that truly turn a city into a community. So I implore all of you to continue your efforts that make Revere come alive. You do so with your service and in the way you sponsor and support local events, youth activities, and interact with the city's leadership. Now, earlier I recognized my high school interns, and I do that because the city of Revere can proudly point to our public schools as another catalyst for Revere's ascent. More and more graduates of Revere Public Schools have become ambassadors who reflect Revere's commitment to high-quality education and the characteristics of a robust, diverse community. They roam the campuses of schools such as Georgetown, Boston College, Boston University, Hamilton, Holy Cross, UMass Lowell, just to name a few. This is one more sign of the growth of our community. It's true that this growth can have its drawbacks if we are not careful. Growth can strain city services, fill our roads, and fuel the pressure for new schools and new infrastructure. Indeed, as the demand for housing in metropolitan Boston becomes even larger, it exerts pressure on cities like Revere to fill vacant parcels with residential development. And it is true that many of the large projects that are coming to Revere have a mix of uses, including residential. And I often hear, probably too often, the complaints and concerns that Revere is overpopulated. And I sit in the same traffic that all of you sit in, and I contemplate how we're going to address this. And we are going to address this. But the truth is that Revere and the surrounding Metro Boston needs smart growth. It is vital to our economy. I'm actually the member of a newly formed task force within the Metropolitan Mayors Coalition. And it's our common belief, the Metro Mayors group as a whole, that the demand for housing in Metro Boston, and all types of housing, for all ranges of income, for renters, young home buyers, seniors looking to downsize, and vulnerable residents in our region, that need is so critical that without a growing supply, the greater Boston economy, our economy, will stagger and shrink. So as I said, we must go forward carefully. That's why we're combining commercial development as a complement to residential development. That's why we're linking infrastructure improvements to the building that's happening in our city. And we're encouraging commercial investment in the city of Revere. In the Suffolk Downs zoning overlay district that was proposed to the city council just a couple of weeks ago, we envision a mix of commercial, residential, and open spaces that will maximize that wonderful parcel and will become the centerpiece for our city. And just to keep in mind, for the entirety of our lifetimes, the area of Suffolk Downs has housed horse stables. And while Suffolk Downs, along with Wonderland Greyhound Park, provided Revere residents, including myself, I was a lead out at Wonderland Greyhound Park, with gainful employment, the city was also tarnished, however unfairly, by the reputation that a gambling facility fosters. And that image may have lingered, again, however unfairly, had a casino opened at Suffolk Downs. Those days are gone. The Revere growing right before our eyes is a city attracting high-quality development, innovative businesses, and will offer unprecedented recreational and leisure venues for our residents. All this is not something that happens because of one individual or any one administration. It happens and will continue to happen because of the cooperation among our residents, the city leadership, and all of you, the business leaders in our community. Together, we can share the ideas that will enhance what is happening in our city while we retain our unique personality and identity. It is incumbent upon us, the leaders of our city, to resist reluctance while we cultivate confidence, to meet adversity with vision, to vigorously prepare for all that lies ahead. I am optimistic about the rewards that will derive from our collective confidence and our collective vision. Like those windsurfers that we often see who set their boards and grip their sails on Revere Beach, awaiting for that precise moment to soar. We are standing strong and balanced, ready to ride the wave. I thank you all for your attention this morning. If anyone has any questions, I will open it up I will do the dreaded thing and open it up to questions, a short amount of questions. My money's that the first one will be on Amazon, but I will open it up, and I'm gonna repeat the question because we don't have a mic that is floating around. So thank you all. First question was actually, is Gronk going to play on Sunday? Yes. Any questions? Speak now, forever hold. Oh, Monse. Hello. Right. So I can talk about what the city has done. So the question is, what can the city and the chamber do to promote and kind of activate the Latino community? And what I can say on the city side, that one thing that we've done, what we made sure to do, is additional outreach. Because from my perspective, we actually had this conversation earlier, actually yesterday, with some students at the Harvard Graduate School of Education about how school administration and the city administration can better reflect the community, and that there is a little bit of a gap in how the schools and the administration of the schools and even the city hall, how well that reflects the community. And the fact is, when I took office, we made sure that I hired an HR professional so that we could get the quality folks, the talent pool. We can tap into the talent pool that's currently in the city. And that includes the Latino community. And the fact is that we've been able to make sure that that City Hall does reflect what the community looks like. That we have folks who can speak multiple languages. That we actually include that in postings when we're looking for jobs. Because it is my opinion that having a City Hall that reflects what the community looks like engenders a trust in the community and allows people to know that there are people who look and speak and understand that. So that has been a cornerstone for my administration. And we've done more of that professional hiring process to make sure that there is that connection with the community. And you know, I look forward to having ongoing conversations as we get through the process of developing Suffolk Downs, which will have a big piece of community input. We want to hear from the entire community. We don't want to hear from a small group of loud voices who want to say no. We want to hear from the community at large, and that includes everyone in our city. So, thank you. No one else? Okay.
Amazon.
We'll see. We'll see. We're down to 20. We're down to 20. Oh, Rosalie.
Can you put to bed the thought of just because what's going on with Steve Wynn that we are not, people are already funding.
Okay, so the question is that whether or not I could put to bed that just because Steve Wynn is roiled in this issue around sexual harassment that we're going to get a casino, and that's why I made that comment earlier in my remarks. The fact is that Suffolk Downs has been purchased by HYM. They're moving forward with a process on the city side to redevelop that site that will include commercial, residential, and open space. Will not include a casino, and so that is very clear and for anyone watching at home or in the audience, that is not happening.
Right, I have a question. And talking about the economic growth, and you mentioned the cars, because we all know traffic is an issue, and certainly driving out here today, I can see where most of it comes from.
Right. Right.
One of the questions that I had recently with somebody, and I was talking to somebody today, is, you know, the whole Northeast connector that was kiboshed way back in the 70s, 80s. And of course, Lynn's desire to get extension of the Blue Line, which we all know what that is. But in looking at the future vision and long-term trying to address traffic issues, is that part of any discussion right now?
The roadway that was stopped.
That is now on Revere Beach.
Okay, so the question was whether or not the expanded road that had been cut off kind of in the 70s and 80s is part of a long-term solution.
Discussion about maybe that being a solution
Right.
to some of the traffic problems.
So I can say from my perspective that has not been part of any conversation that we've had. What we've talked about are ways that we can improve, kind of small improvements in especially the Revere Street, Ocean Ave, Boulevard, and the Boulevard as a whole. We actually just started conversations with our city council, a traffic engineer, and the city to address some of those issues on traffic and to do a formal traffic study. And we have DCR at the table because those are their roads, a portion of them. And how do we kind of fix and how do we just track who's coming in? You know, the first part of it is how much of, we all kind of understand that there's cut-through problems, but how much of it is a cut-through problem, and where are they cutting through, where are they kind of coming in and out of? And so we're gonna be looking at that, studying it, and then coming up with solutions that will be able to hopefully fix them. But as a whole, you know, traffic is going to continue to be a problem, and traffic is going to be an issue. It's an issue that you only have because you have more people that want to be in this region and want to be here. But it's incumbent on us, not just me and the city council, but it's incumbent on us in the region, and that's part of that regional task force is how do we come up with solutions, because the fact is traffic doesn't know any political boundaries. So my problem is Tom McGee's problem, is Tom Ambrosino's problem, and is everyone's problem in the region. So we have to look at that collectively. But to your specific question about that being discussed, that has not been discussed.
Yeah, and not that it should be on the table right away. I would say long term.
Right.
Going forward, is that a possibility?
And I think one of the other solutions that we've talked about is the addition of a commuter rail stop on the back end of Wonderland, the Wonderland dog track, and in between the NECO site and Wonderland. And now that we have a new chairman of transportation on the Senate side, no pressure, Joe.
Mayor, I have a question from Dave Latino business owner that he can hear. He owns a food truck that he already has permits for Boston, but he's trying to get into Revere, but the city does not have any laws regarding food trucks or permits for food trucks.
Right.
He wants to know what the city is doing regarding that because most of the cities do have everything approved.
Yep, and we actually chatted just a few minutes ago, and I've got some time for this young man to come in, and we're going to discuss the food truck industry and how we can maybe create some regulations. What we've done in the past is we have special permits that are provided by our inspectional services department to allow for the use of food trucks, but we'll formally have that conversation and figure out a way to get him involved. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I think you just helped us to identify a prospective new member of the Revere Chamber of Commerce and this new young business owner here. You know, when I look around the room, I see the faces of the people in this room, and it's amazing for me to see the wide range of diversity in this room. When I see the employers like East Boston Neighborhood Health and all the people that they employ, I see the people from CDM Smith here and all the people that they employ, East Boston Savings Bank, all the people that they employ. We see their participation at our events quite often. We appreciate that support. I got to tell you, I was very enthusiastic and, you know, kind of excited a little bit early this morning in introducing our state delegation and Speaker DeLeo, and I unfortunately neglected to introduce properly our city councilors that are always here with us as well, and I'm very, very sorry about that. We have City Councilor Ira Novoselsky, Councilor Arthur Guanasso, Councilor Stephen Morabito, Councilor John Powers. I know we have David Surface here. He's with the Georgetown Selectmen. Also CEO of St. Jean's Credit Union. St. Jean's Credit Union, of course. Bob O'Brien, Economic Development Director for the City of Revere, is here with us as well, Bob. You know, there's just so many things going on here. We have Jeff Stone with us here. Jeff Stone's with the North Suffolk Public Health Collaborative. I know we've got the flyer here. Jeff, you're doing a great job doing the promotion. We hope to see all of you, if possible, next Wednesday morning at the Comfort Inn in Revere. That's a breakfast sponsored by Winthrop, Chelsea, and the Revere Chambers of Commerce. We look forward to you coming to that as well, and that's something else that we as Chambers of Commerce for these three cities, we certainly are supporting, because we know that our employers and there are folks out in the workforce that need help, they need some assistance, don't know where to go. The employees need some help on how to deal with that. So Jeff and the folks that are going to be there speaking to that subject matter as experts will be able to help us all in that. If I've missed anybody, I do apologize. At this time, I would like to invite the President of the Revere Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Michael McCaster, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Bob. And thank you all for coming here today. What a wonderful crowd. Look at the turnout that we have today. As evidenced by all of the businesses that are represented here. We have our state delegation led by the Speaker, our Senator, John Boncory, our Representative, Rosalie Vincent, all our city councilors, and certainly our mayor who's headlined this program today. And what an uplifting speech the mayor gave this morning. And he didn't give a vision of what he'd like to see, but he gave a vision of what is happening right now. And this is under his administration. His administration has done an enormous job bringing these businesses here, getting these projects going, making the permitting process much easier for businesses to get a start. And that's what the chamber is about, working with government to get businesses this start, to have them propelled so they can go ahead and earn and make money into the future. Revere is the place to be. Try finding an apartment in Revere right now that you can afford. They have closets that are going for $1,800 right now. That goes to show you how popular it is. And we didn't even mention the jewel of Revere, which is the beach itself, with the hotels coming. I know we see many beautiful pictures from Representative Vincent on Facebook all the time. She gets up at like 3:30 in the morning, I think, to take some of these shots because there's nobody there. Just some of those pillow ploppers, what are they called? Yeah, I forget. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But wait, excuse me for a second. Yeah, yep. I'll tell him. Mr. Speaker, Autumn just called and said, "Can you tell my grandfather not to forget to put the line I'm in budget for the chamber?" This one, I had to get that in there. He's sitting right here. Come on now. Come on, man. I had to take advantage of that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. So again, this has been a tremendous success. Our second annual Mayor's Breakfast, headlined by our Mayor, Brian Arrigo, with his wonderful staff. We have our chief sitting over in the corner there. I think I parked a little bit too far out to the highway, so hopefully the chief will just drive right by that. But again, thank you all for coming. It's been a wonderful event, and we hope to see you again at the same time next year. Thank you.
Mr. Nicastro, thank you very much for jumping on that opportunity. I think we all appreciate that very, very much. You know, we have our board of directors here for the Chamber of Commerce. They're all here today. You know, we're trying to reach out to the Revere business community, and we would like to accurately reflect all the faces of the Revere small business community and business community in general. So we encourage you, if you have not renewed your dues for the Revere Chamber of Commerce, please do that as soon as possible. If you have a member, if you're not a member yet, please renew. Go to the Revere Chamber site at reverechamber.org. Join now. You can join at the Chamber of Commerce right there. We encourage you to participate. We have some upcoming events. I would like you to save the date of March 1st. Tom O'Brien, HYM, is going to be sponsoring our luncheon at Casa Lucia. We will be getting that word out. We'll be getting the promotion out to you. You'll be able to purchase your tickets online. And I will take the opportunity right now, and I really want to thank my wife, Marguerite Upton, for doing the administrative work that she's been doing for the Chamber of Commerce for quite some time now. And, you know, we've been trying to move along in some way, shape, or form here, but she's been doing a great job there, and I really need to say thank you very much, Marguerite. Again, May 18th is a Friday morning. We have the golf tournament. Please save the date. That golf tournament, it's always a popular event. We're looking for sponsors, hole sponsors. You can actually sponsor your entire business on the 5th hole, the 9th hole, the 8th hole, whatever you'd like to do. We have sponsorship opportunities for that. The 19th hole is the most popular hole. You're welcome to sponsor that as well. So again, thank you very much for the strong attendance, the strong program. We appreciate your membership in the Chamber of Commerce in support of the Chamber of Commerce. Have a great day. Thank you.